This episode, we're talking about Hocus Pocus and the new movie, Hocus Pocus 2, with a double review.
Welcome back to Lobby Concessionals, the movie podcast where... Oh, there it is. Everybody's wrong. Nobody's right. All the same. No, we're good. Who cares?
It's fine, yeah.
Just going to roll with it. I'll just let Parker just rake me on the coals for that one.
Yeah.
Just you sit and you think about it for like a hot second, and that's where it all goes wrong.
Yeah. No, that's okay. The amount of times he's had to redo it,
Yeah,
I feel like
I'm just gonna roll with it.
Yeah, you're worth it.
I'll be the guy who messes it up every time.
That sounds great.
Like, subscribe, please. It helps us out, and all those things. Alison, what do we got going on today? As we are both dressed for the occasion.
Yeah,
as you can see, it's our Halloween garb.
Yeah, and particularly our Disney Halloween garb, because we are going to talk about the original Hocus Pocus, but also Hocus Pocus 2, a 29-year in the making remake, or no, sequel. Sorry, sequel.
I hated that you put the years in there.
Sorry, yeah, it's been a long time. I know, I kept being like the 19 years. Wow, 19's been a long. Nope. 29.
Good.
Yeah. So
good. That makes me feel so much more better about it.
You are welcome.
I guess we start with the original.
Yeah, let's go.
Did you do the original in theaters? Or was it a home video situation?
Considering I was 2 at the time.
That sucks. Even more.
Yeah, definitely a home situation. I don't remember seeing it in the theaters, obviously. But definitely was a like Halloween classic for us for basically my whole childhood. So
yeah, no, I did see it in theaters.
Oh, good. Yeah, okay, there you go.
And it was, I love it. I love Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
It's weird to me the last couple of years, the weird resurgence of it. I don't know where that came from.
No.
At all, but it's got like a huge presence in the parks at Halloween and stuff now. And I wonder if that was just the studio being like, well, we have this thing and we need more Halloween things.
Yeah.
Is this what we can pull?
We can't just do Nightmare Before Christmas
all the time.
Every aspect. Yeah.
Which you guys do anyway.
Yeah.
But how often do you revisit it?
Once a year.
Once a year.
It is on my
It's
Halloween rewatch lineup. So and usually a closer to Halloween watch.
Yeah.
So I have
not like October 1st.
No, yeah. Like I have usually like, oh, these ones aren't as great Halloween movies, so they go up at the start, and then as I'm not a horror fan, so this is
why we're doing this review.
Yeah, like these are the movies. This is what I watch. Yeah.
So if you do it once a year, I don't do it once a year. Like I think I put it on when I remember it, and as much as I love it, so maybe every couple of years or so.
Yeah.
Did the rewatch this year.
Nice, good choice.
Do you notice the aging of it because you watch it every year?
Sometimes, like I was referring to a friend about it, and I called it campy,
right?
And she was just like, "It is not. It is 1990s like perfection."
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. Like I think looking back at it now, I'm like, oh yeah, like that the cat is a little rough. Like Mr. Binks is and there's some things where it's like, oh yeah, this doesn't quite hold up for now.
Sure.
But at the same time, I think they did a phenomenal
job, absolutely, for the years it is. But in watching it this year for some weird reason, and I had this with a lot of the horror movies that I was kind of revisiting. I don't remember it being as horny as it is.
Oh, believe me, I know.
Well, that's what I mean, right? Yeah. Like you watch it every year, so that's something you're cognizantly aware of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I am taken aback by it a little bit, and maybe that's just because it wasn't a thing that was on my radar or whatever like that. But in watching it this year, I'm like, oh.
No.
Yeah. It's like it's a weird, like a sex driven comedy.
Yeah. There's a lot. Like I think because as a kid, you don't know what virgin means, really. Like, you don't know the extent of it. And then, I didn't really get some of the innuendo that they had.
Yeah.
But by maybe the end of junior high, like, it was clear what they were going for.
Yeah, like, and it's weird, like that the main kid there. I'm just like, he spends the entire movie just trying to get in this girl's pants.
Yeah.
I'm like, how old are we here? Yeah. We're 15, 16?
Yeah,
if we're lucky.
School?
We're lucky.
Yeah. That is the gist, right? Like, he is trying to impress this girl. That is his whole point. And then same with the Sanderson sisters, like Sarah Jessica Parker's character of Sarah. Yeah. Thank goodness.
It was for her own benefit.
Yeah. Just to make sure she remembered. Is just flirting with everyone and like, boys.
Yeah.
Let me play with them.
And she had like a song for them. And all. Like, I know it's for children.
Yeah.
But it didn't sound like it was just for all of the children.
My favorite quote, and maybe from a lot of movies, is the bus driver scene. When she said, when Bette Midler says, we desire children, and he says, it might take me a couple tries, but I'm sure we can make that work. Like, okay, this is a stranger. You're totally fine having children with them. That's sort of weird, but also like, what is going on?
And again, if it was like, if the bus driver took a look and only saw maybe Sarah Jessica Parker's cleavage and be like, okay, but did you look up?
Have you seen these three women? Well, and I think that's so. I looked up ages because I was curious. Between
I did the Bette Midler look up because I was very confused. Like, I was confused that she was still. I don't want to say alive,
but still working, still doing things. So original Hocus Pocus is 1993. Bette Midler was 48. Kathy Najimy, sorry, is 36, and Sarah Jessica Parker is 28. And this is
breadth.
Just as Sex and the City is starting, or even like before Sex and the City has started. Yeah,
it's like 5 years before, I believe.
Oh, I didn't think it was that long. I thought it was a little bit closer, but
no, I think Sex and the City is like 98, 99.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. So so this is like a very early role for Sarah Jessica Parker, but so that, like, I was like, oh, they're sort of up there. Like, they're not teenagers, they're not 18, 19, like they're in their later years. And then so now in 2022, Bette Midler's 77, Kathy's 65, and Sarah's 57. Ugh. And they've come back to be these and so like
ageless too.
Yeah. Soul sucking, so that they can be forever beautiful. But yeah, so I think it was interesting that even in 93, like, they had these older women doing these characters. And so I think initially it was this idea of like, they're older women searching for eternal youth. But the bus driver, is clearly hitting on all of them at the start, and so, like, good for him. He doesn't care. Like,
at any point in your rewatching of over the years, would you have been like, out of this cast, Sarah Jessica Parker and Thora Birch are going to be the two biggest stars?
Never in a million years. Because I guess this is sort of like nearing the end of Bette Midler. Because like, of her acting, because she was very popular in like 80s, 90s, right? And a singer. I know I have a vinyl. Look up her vinyls, it's insane. Or like her pictures that she had, but and then Thora Birch, who plays Danny, was like a big what just happened. So not the people I expected. No, nowhere near.
Like, and it was weird because, again, the main kid, it's
Max. Omri Kate.
So obviously he's starring in this movie at a time when the teen heartthrob is on the rise. Yeah. And he, unfortunately, only does Erie, Indiana, and then disappears off the face of the earth. Yeah.
He was in like one episode of Freaks and Geeks at some point, and then was just never.
But like
really...
in the age of Jonathan Taylor Thomas, the Devon Sawas, and all that stuff, he just kind of didn't get there.
No. And I don't know, I wouldn't say he did a phenomenal acting in
he's
this,
quite unlikable.
Stop lighting candles.
But, to be fair, I love lighter tricks.
That's fair, Oh man. I think that that's That is strange to me. And also I think like it's strange that Vanessa Shaw, who played Alison in the movie, not to be confused with myself, is
or Hilary Swank.
Yeah, was also not very, like, she didn't do a lot. It was sort of a weird.
Well, I guess if you already have Hilary Swank, you don't need a shittier version of it. I didn't know how to say it like that.
No. I don't know. I don't know if I'm like a huge fan of Hilary Swank. Right. So, but yeah. So it is an interesting, like, where are they now kind of situation, because they did just sort of drop off. Yeah.
Do you obviously we both love it.
Yeah.
The original.
Yeah.
So there's not going to be no need for an actual review here.
No.
But
watch it, obviously.
Watch it. But is some of that 90s stuff, do you have moments of cringe now? Like, again, because you watch it every year.
Yeah.
Do you cringe at the bullies?
Yeah.
Do you cringe at the pickup line?
Yeah.
With the phone number? Like in the classroom, people,
Oh, every time. And especially because, like, I was teaching, and so if that had happened in my class, I don't know what I would have done, because I'd be like, really? That's what you're gonna do? Yeah. I don't think this is gonna work out for you, bud. Yeah, that, and then the bullies too. And I think the insanity that was Halloween, like all the children on the streets, no parents, or like the parents were in the houses doing the candy, and all the kids, but it was like, okay, how do you have 400 children on this one street? And also, those bullies are sitting right outside that parent's house. They're
just parked.
Yeah, like, how do the parents not do anything? And so, I don't know. It's this weird. When we talked about Kindergarten Cop, like, ages ago, those episodes, go back, watch those episodes, listen to those episodes. I had that same issue where, like, the 90s just seems like this alternate universe where parents didn't really care about their kids,
and you missed it by like 6 years.
Yeah, or maybe my mom was secretly like the most helicopter parent ever in existence. Secretly. She still calls me every day. So I don't know, but like it's just something about the 90s where I'm like,
in the 80s
maybe.
Again, I was watching Monster Squad recently, and again it's just we make fun of it, and it's something we call 80s safe.
Oh, okay.
Kids were smoking in tree houses by themselves, riding bikes, and just like bikes are strewn across the street. That's not your house, that's not your yard.
No one cares.
Nobody cares. I remember trick-or-treating with just kids filled with streets, very little, like sometimes there's like one parent like standing on a curb, watching the whole block.
Yeah, right. Like,
but for now, it's just like, oh, we have to go trick or treating in the mall.
Yeah,
that's strange to me.
We have to go to a safe place. Like, we can't go to our neighbors anymore. And so maybe it's I think it's hilarious though, because there is like a lot of serial killers in the 70s for some reason. But no, it's fine to let your children run around everywhere. Yeah, totally.
It was the age of the latchkey kid.
Yeah.
Right, and I mean, I had strict family. Yeah. So I was never like that, but all my friends were. Yeah. It would just be like, after school, get on a bike, throw a bike somebody's yard, and like not hang out at that yard. Like, I don't understand what's happening, guys.
Go wherever. Yeah. Yeah, and I think for us it was always like, you can go to your friend who lives a block away, and I can literally see their house from here. Like, if I look out my window, I see.
I could rear window you.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the only way you're going.
And then I can scream down the street when I want you to come home. So it's just something about the 90s where I'm like, no, really, no one's paying attention to these children? Or like, how did 400 children listen to this song and leave their house? Like, I don't get it.
Before we go to the new one, I did want to say how jealous I am of his room.
With the
extra level. My favorite part is Danny surprises him at the beginning. Yeah. And instead of like leaving, so number one, he goes and he plays the drums aggressively.
Yeah. Of course.
And then he goes and he throws a tantrum and sulks on the stairs.
Of course.
Like he could escape everybody on the stairs. That room, something about kids movies in the early 90s and having the absolute coolest rooms.
Yeah. Like if I was the parent, I'd be like, no, this is obviously my room.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Get out.
This is a craft room. This is whatever. It's not your bedroom.
Yeah. It is definitely not you. Like, oh man. Yeah. Having whatever that like lighthouse section. I don't know.
Yeah. They had the skylight in it, and you had the extra
steps up. Oh,
I don't understand.
I don't. It's so confusing.
And he's such a little shit in the movie that I'm like, I definitely wouldn't have given it to him.
No, yeah, anyone but him.
Danny.
Yeah.
Give it to Danny.
Literally any other person can have this space except you, Max. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. So, actually, okay, sorry. The one thing about the original that does usually make me cringe is the end part for the cat, Binks.
Oh.
When he like turns back into a human. Yeah. Because that actor, and I'm so sorry, but like he's bad. Like Max was bad, but that guy's was brutal. And so having that last spot, I'm like, I know it's supposed to be cute and you're supposed to be so happy that he like gets his final ending, but the pearly gates and stuff, and it's a little rough.
He's brutal. He's fine as the cat.
Yeah, the voice acting
is fine, but when he shows up, and I hate his name.
Oh, I know, Thackeray Binks.
Like, is this Sylvester the cat?
Yeah. And no one can say it well. Like everyone says it differently. And brutal. You're right though. Yeah. He's terrible. Because I had the same thing when he shows up at the end, and I was like, oh, how come this guy isn't a thing? And then he starts talking. I'm like, there it is. Gotcha. That's why we don't have it. So funny. Okay. So 29 years later.
Stop saying it that way.
Here we are. So yeah, 2002, they come out with Hocus Pocus 2, which is a weird resurgence, because you're like, we waited 29 years. Why are we getting this now? Also, why not 30? Why didn't you wait a year? Why are we doing it this way?
Bette Midler's on the clock.
Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe they're like, we just need to make sure. Whew. So yeah, great, because we get Bette Midler, Kathy. Sorry, say your last name. Najimy, thank you. Sarah Jessica Parker back. We also get, which I was very happy about, Doug Jones back, which is Billy Butcherson. So he plays Billy Butcherson again, and he's
just been waiting in that grave.
Yeah,
in costume,
for 30.
Waiting for
like just wait. Doug Jones. So I really appreciate this because he is not normally known to be a voice actor. No. And so the fact that he was a voice actor in 1993, that he had speaking roles. That's what I mean. He doesn't usually have a speaking role. And then to come back in 2022 and get even more, I was like, go Billy, you're here. But we also got an introduction to younger versions of Winnie, Mary, and Sarah Sanderson. So how did we feel? So that was the first 20 minutes of the movie.
So I saw the trailer. Okay. First of all, and it looked bad.
Yeah.
That trailer, again, just brutal. And so I was not looking forward to this.
Yeah.
I had set myself up to be like, I'm going to hate it. I'm going to have to watch that first one again as like a palate cleanser.
That's fair.
So in the first 20 minutes, immediately fell in love with it.
I know.
Those kids are so good. Like little Winifred is perfect.
She did such a good job. I love that her teeth are like massive.
Massive.
And she grows into her teeth, and doesn't even.
Yeah.
So that lovely lady was Taylor Henderson.
Yeah.
Plays her. And so I'm really hoping great things, because the mannerisms. Yeah. They must have sat down and watched Hocus Pocus like a million times to make sure.
Or they worked with them.
Yeah.
Something, but they were spot on.
Yeah. We're really well done.
Yeah.
We also get a new witch. So she's just titled as the Witch Mother, but Hannah Waddingham. Oh. So from Ted Lasso, was also in Game of Thrones, which I didn't know. She plays the shame lady. Yeah.
Not as sexy there.
No.
Very sexy here.
Very good looking.
I know it's your thing.
Yeah.
Kind of drool over the.
But that's your one. Yeah.
That's the one.
Bombshell, tall bombshell. That's what she is. So that was a nice but very brief introduction to her. So
which kind of leaves the door open for maybe some more stuff.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if I want.
Nope. Yeah. There you go. So that's actually I also loved the sequel. I am so happy. Like I cannot wait to watch both of these in tandem, like next year.
Absolutely.
Every year after this. But my biggest issue was that there is the potential that they could do more. And I was like, no, we don't keep going.
Yeah, you waited 29 years, you can wait maybe another
50. Like, just wait till I'm dead, please. Like, so that is my concern. But so I was sad that it was only such a brief interaction with this mother witch. But
no, I'm okay with it. I got a little hint. Maybe I don't know. It's tough again because I'm like, I want more of you. But
it's a little hard. But they were great. And then also we got some new people. So we didn't even get they didn't even put in some of the older.
I was weirded out.
Cameos.
I thought maybe Max would have been still living there, or at least Danny was still living there. Something.
Yeah, but maybe they're all too busy with their lives.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so busy.
The life of a teen heartthrob. Never ends.
It's a lot. Okay, so we have a new character called Becca by Whitney Peak, and she is in the new Gossip Girl, so like the newest version of it. Gotcha. And she was also in the newer Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Oh, so she's had an introduction to this realm already. And then we have Izzy, played by Belissa Escobedo. Was in An American Horror Story.
Okay.
And Sex Appeal, which I had never heard of. Never heard of it. Yeah, but interesting. And then Cassie, who's Lila Buckingham, and she was just in Crown Lake, which was the only thing, and I don't know that either. So that
sounds like a show that you'd watch, though.
I'm curious. We'll see. Now that I know. So interesting to have some like new faces to connect with, and some newer actresses as well, because I think they all did a phenomenal job. Like they were a really great trio that I was interested to know. As soon as I found out two weren't talking to the other one, I was like, what's happened? Give me all the information. I want the gossip. And then also we get some comedians. So Gilbert is played by Sam Richardson, who we've seen in like Veep. And then Tony Hale plays the mayor, or Reverend Trask.
Also Veep.
Yeah.
And
also
Arrested Development.
Yeah. Arrested Development. And also Forky from Toy Story.
Yeah.
Just in case. 3. It was good for my friend, because she was sitting there like, who is this? And I was like, it's Forky. And she's like, it is Forky.
Damn it.
So the two
not
of
Buster,
us. Yeah.
Not one of the greatest comedic roles of all time.
No.
But Forky.
So really great. So it was nice to have some new people connect in here, but also it still felt very similar to the original. Like I did feel that they took it in a good direction that made sense, and I liked that there was like a new witch.
Yeah, and I liked the new cast a lot. I thought the girls were done really well. Yeah, and I think they were mindful of the time that they were in. So like again, you could have like a weird dissension in their group, but it turned around in a really good way, like a really positive way.
Yeah.
And they were, so that was really, really nice. And even the jock boyfriend, kind of coming to his own and being like, oh my God, I didn't realize I was making fun of you, kind of like all that self-awareness stuff I thought was really, really good. It's for a kid's movie. Yeah. I thought it was really well done. Yeah. My favorite thing in the entire thing is how over it Winifred is. Yeah. Every scene that she's in, he feels like she woke up from a 30-year nap. Yeah. And she's just eye-rolling or just could not be bothered. Yeah. And it's like every time she's on screen, I am howling. Yeah. Because it's just between her sisters and between the kids and where she is and all that stuff. She's perfect. She's so good. She has done, a great job of being like, I haven't been with my sisters for 30 years and I am already miserable that I have to spend any amount of time with them. When again, with spoilers, I think it makes the message of the end a little bit even a little stronger. Yeah. You know, I think the idea that she's just so done with them, but could not live without them. Yeah. I think is a really cool thing.
Needs them. I know. I was sobbing for that whole thing. So I think that's the big thing, where it was nice to have like this new trio to sort of take over, or to be a potential in this world, and then to get this really nice sort of send off for our original 3 witches. Like it was a really great mix of that.
Yeah. And I had a fear with the trailer because I'm like they pulled the broomstick.
Oh
with
yeah,
the Roomba
again.
and that stuff, and I was like, I kind of hate it. Like I get it, but I hate it. And then when and then it comes up in the actual movie, I'm like, well, it makes a lot of sense.
I know. I was worried too because I was like, this just come on, like you'd have to have such good core strength to ride 2 Roombas. Like that doesn't even make no one could do that. But then that they're like almost pets.
Yeah.
Like I was dying anytime. I was just like, oh, look at that.
And again, there's something to be said about the self-awareness of it too. When there's a musical number.
Yeah.
And then the girl's like, who are they singing to?
oh, I love that. Because I think it was so, I'm like, okay, you clearly in the original, like, just needed Bette Midler to sing one song, so you just threw it in there, because it felt weird.
There's
like,
no need for it.
Yeah, and so I was like, yeah, there's no reason why there should be any songs in the next one, and then the fact that, yeah, they're just totally aware of it, and again, I think that's an awareness thing. They know what they were doing with this, and so they meant it to be sort of kitschy, sort of campy, like but also the potential of what it could be, like it was. So well done.
It shouldn't work at all.
No.
It should just be a cash grab movie.
Yeah.
And it's not.
No.
It fits seamlessly with the old one, 29 years removed.
Yeah.
It's funnier.
Yeah.
I think it's funnier. I think there's more. I don't know that there's more heart in it, but I guess it helps that everybody's a better actor in it.
Yeah. I would say, definitely acting wise, like whole cast just way better.
Yeah.
And that like Sarah Jessica Parker and Kathy got more lines too, because you were like, I wonder who stepped up here. But that oh no, I've lost it. Anyway, they did Winifred and the book.
Yeah.
Like, because in the original, you're like, yeah, there's a clear connection. She loves that book.
But it treats her like a pet.
Yeah. But in this one, it was like, I think that's your boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like, you, or that book, like, truly loves you.
Yeah.
And so it was just so cute to get that sort of moment. Like, I loved that the book was more of an
character.
Actor. Yeah, more of a character in this. Like,
not just a prop.
Oh, it was just so cute.
Yeah, I loved it. I didn't want to love it.
Yeah.
Because and then the trailers were there and all that stuff, but it's so good.
Yeah. And I think maybe that's the thing. Maybe go in with low expectations. Yeah. Like it's not the original, obviously. They're trying to make it more. I don't know what they're going to do after this. But at the same time, like, it's a kids movie. It's a great Halloween movie. And as someone who like wanted to be a witch like nobody's business when they were a kid, this just hit my heart so well.
Yeah.
Like,
whether or not they keep going with the new witches, and as a Hocus Pocus series, but as the 2 regular movies, it is a great beginning and an end for just the Sandersons. Yeah. That's a perfect story for them.
Yeah. If you look at it as like their story arc, I think it's so well done.
I mean, so if they do like a Hocus Pocus and it's a new thing and it doesn't work out, or if it's not as good, then you could still just think of the other ones as the Sanderson movies. You can just keep
those 2. So that was like one of the complaints was that the Sanderson sisters weren't as evil in this movie. That the second one seemed a little more tame. And I can kind of see that. Like, I mean, the first one, we did get them, like, murdering a little girl right away. But at the same time, I think it was I think it was still a great story of them just trying to get used to coming back. Yeah. And then also that this is a second chance. Like,
sure. But, I mean, it's also weird because, like, evil in the 1600s is not evil in the 2000s. Yeah. Right? Like, evil was basically that you could... if you started a fire funny, you were evil. You could mix some herbs together and I feel better. You're a witch. Yeah, so there is no way. I wonder if that's even like a nice, again, a self-awareness of the people being like, okay, well, maybe they weren't that evil. Yeah. Other than the baby eating thing. Yeah. Maybe they were nice baby eaters. Nice baby eaters. So I don't know that I buy into the idea that they're not evil enough. Yeah, I think they still are, and especially actually, there's a couple lines that Kathy, who plays Mary, like says where I'm like, oh yeah, you're like sort of threatening these girls, and it's bad. Yeah. So I appreciate that. And I don't think, again, we don't like horror movies. It doesn't need to be dark. Like, I'm okay with it. I don't need. Was that the only complaint that you kind of came across? Like, I imagine that people were not thrilled about, like, maybe the hardcore fans were, just because they've been asking for it for so long. But I imagine that most regular people are like, why is this here?
I think that was the big thing. Like, why are we even getting another one? We don't need one. The other thing was they didn't like that we only got that like 10-20 minutes at the beginning of the original of the children Sanderson sisters. They wanted more of a backstory. And I was like, the last thing I need on this planet is a prequel. Like, please do not give me that. Because also it would be very boring in New England, Massachusetts in the 1600s. But so I think that was a big thing where it was like a lot of the complaints were wanting more. So again, like they didn't like that the witch mother only came in for a little bit. They didn't like that they didn't get a lot of the young Sanderson sisters, those kinds of things. Yeah. And I think as valid as those complaints of like just having those little tidbits were, like that, yes, we could always get more. Yeah. We do not need more in this situation. I think it was a perfect amount. Yeah. Like it was a great introduction to how they got to this point. It was a great introduction of our new characters. Like I think Yeah, I don't have a lot of complaints. I think my only complaints were I wish at least one of the original cast members would have come back. Oh, that's like one of the kids from the original cast. Especially because again, I think what's her name? Alison, yeah. Her family is like a prominent family in the town. Like it's like established. So I figured at the very least like maybe her or like Danny would have taken over the shop. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. That was the idea that there was no callback to that. Yeah. And I don't know if that was on the actor's part of not coming back or if that was on the showrunner's part of not getting them back. Because it does seem strange to me that they pulled 4 of the main characters back in. Yep. Because I'm putting Billy Butcherson as a main character. Absolutely. And then not anyone else. Yeah. So I wonder if that was I'd be curious to hear. I'm not sure. Like usually actors come forward and they're like, I never got asked. I guess the only one would be Thor Birch because I'm assuming the other 2 are not findable. Never mind. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So that's on your list now. So to add, and it has to be a double feature, so I gotta watch it. Yeah, so it's gonna be like a Saturday Sunday watch for. Sorry, so not like a back to back. No, sorry, like as in all day Saturday or all day Sunday. Gotcha. Like I still watch the first 3 Halloween Towns. 3? Yeah. All of them, huh? Together. But then the 4th one is either hit or miss. It's like, am I feeling... Because the 4th one, she changes... The actress changes. Yeah. And it bothers me so much. So sometimes it's like, okay, I can do it. I can add it to my day today. And then sometimes like, oh, wait a couple days. Watch it as its own. So now it's like 3 Halloween Towns and 2 Hocus Pocuses. Yeah. It's a full house. Yeah. Well, yeah. It's a day. But like candy corn is consumed. Pumpkin smelling things around. Maybe a pumpkin spice latte if I'm getting tired. It's a whole day. It's a great day. Yeah, I think I'm going to add it to my list too. Yeah, I think it should be. Like it's really good. I'm just so pleasantly surprised after. And especially as someone who's watched it often. Like I think. Yeah. The original often. It's good. Well, I guess that's a happy Halloween from us. Or at least as Halloween as it's gonna get from us. Yeah. I mean, like, if you want to watch your horror movies, go for it. But if you're looking for less scary and more interesting or something, more interesting. I don't know. More sexual. Yeah. If you're looking for the horniest Halloween movie, Hocus Pocus is where it's at. The one for you.